Hello everybody, Rick Ruby again. Beautiful day here in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where I live. I've lived down here for about 4.5 years, and it's been great relocating in a market. It's really had me to test my skills at making initial contact. Today is the first step of 12 steps to doubling your income. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down last year's income in your workbook, whatever you W-2'd at. I want you to write your year-to-date income down. I want you to divide your year-to-date income by however many months that it is that you're starting this program. So if you're starting it in June, take your year-to-date income, divide it by 6. I want you to add 10% to it. That's your dashboard. So we're going to have a dashboard that we're going to work on hitting every month. Every 3 steps, I want you to increase your dashboard by 10%, and I want you to see your income blow up. I'm going to double your income, and I want you to send me a video when you've doubled your income about the success you've had on my program so I can use it as a testimonial to help lots of other people. So today is the first step, and the first step we want to talk about is the first key in being a salesman, and that's making great initial contact. And I think that this is where most of you struggle. I know this is where most of you struggle. You're afraid to pick up the phone. In the last 2 weeks, I've cold called about 7 builders, 2 mortgage owners, and 3 sales trainers all over the country to make some connections. And out of those 12 contacts, I've had 6 people that I've talked to on the phone, and I've met with 3 of them already, and 3 of them I'm starting to do business with. So the key to being a salesperson, there's 4 steps. Step number 1 is making initial contact. That's what we're going to talk about today. Step number 2 is building rapport, connecting with the client on a personal level, because remember, people are going to deal with us because they like us. Step number 3 is going to be our closing skills. We're going to say, hey, I want to be your loan rep. I want to be your realtor. I want to be your coach. I want to be your husband. I want to be your wife. We want to be really clear, direct, and firm when we close. And the last step we're going to work on is our follow-up. We're going to learn 3 things in this program. We're going to learn how to prospect. That's what I just talked about just now. We're going to learn how to build teams, and we're going to learn how to count the money. Because what good is making all this money if you're not saving the money and you're not doing something special with us? So today's lesson is going to be about initial contact. Who to call, what to say, how to do it, and get it done. To be a professional salesman, not an amateur, a professional. First of all, you got to have a great appearance. I want you to look good. I want your shoes shined. I want your shirts ironed. I want you looking good. No khakis, no golf shirts. We wear business dress shirt and dress pants every day, or you can wear a jacket, or you can wear a suit, or you can wear a suit and tie. Ladies, you have to look professional all the time. No hoochie outfits. You've got to look really good. We've got to dress for success. Step number 1, we got to look the part. So listen, that means for those of you that are out of shape, you got to go on a diet. You got to exercise. You got to put out a great appearance. One of the first things they're going to do is when people meet you, they're going to make an initial opinion about how you look. So we got to have a good first impression when we meet people, and we have to be, I'm going to tell you all, extremely punctual. Some of you run late all the time. It's ridiculous. So we're going to learn some time management tips in a later course. Today is an overview. I'm going to have several coaches teaching this session, and you're going to get CDs about this session in detail, scripts, what to say, how to say it. So this is an overview. So overview of initial contact is who to call. So we're going to make lists, okay? Lists are the key to being a good salesperson. So the first list you're going to make is a list of 40 realtors. Not just any realtors, realtors within a 30-mile drive of your house, 30-mile drive. So put a point on a map, draw out 30 minutes. That's where you can market. I want you to call on realtors that do $3 million or more. I don't want you to call on realtors that do less than $3 million because they don't have no business. And the business they do have, they suck. I mean, they're calling you, they're complaining all the time. It's not good business. So we have a sheet included in the workbook where you're going to fill out 40 names of 40 realtors. You're going to put their number, you're going to put their email. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to put their birthday, because we're going to set up a really intense birthday program. We're going to set up their hobby so we know what to buy them for their birthday. And the last thing we're going to know, we're going to qualify our prospects. By qualifying our prospects, it really boils down to finding out how much business they do so we know how qualified they are to be on our team. So we're going to ask the realtors, here's the key question, write this down. How many families did you help last year? That's the question we have to know. We have to know that number on the end of our realtor sheet so we know who we're calling on. We don't want to call on any realtors that help less than 10 families a year. So we want to make sure we're getting a good list of our realtors so we know who to call. So we're going to have 40 realtors on the list. We're going to know how many families they've helped. We're going to know their hobbies, and we're going to know their birthdays. That's step one. You got to have a really good list. Now, the coaches are going to come back on the CDs, and they're going to talk about calling that list, and they're going to talk about scripts to get it in gear and to really take it to the next level. I want you to have an overview. We need a list of 40 realtors. Now listen, for the lenders, we call that list every Monday between 10 and 12 in the morning. So every day you're going to print your schedule, and every day in the schedule it's going to say Power Hour from 10 to 12, and we're going to teach you about Power Hour and time management in a later session. So we're going to spend 2 hours a day. We're going to call this list of 40 realtors every single Monday. The reason we're calling them is to get an appointment. So we got to call them to get an appointment, either invite them to a happy hour, a lunch and learn, a book club, a cup of coffee, a lunch, a meeting to go over their business plan. Whatever you're going to do, we got to get in front of these realtors face to face, because that's where the best sales are, is when you're face to face with somebody. So we're going to get in front of these realtors face to face. We're going to help them build a relationship. Remember, they're going to pick us because they like us, and they're going to stay with us because we close their loans under 30 days. That's the key timeline. You got to close under 30 days. That's the key. So first list is your list of 40 realtors. Second list is your favorite 50 past clients. That's the second sheet in the workbook. So we've got to get a list of your favorite past clients that you've closed loans on. So you print your database, you go through it, you highlight everybody you remember, everybody you like. Remember, no broke people in your favorite 50 person list. Again, we're going to want their hobbies. Again, they're going to want the birthday, so we're going to manage that list. Now, that list is called on Thursdays. So on Monday we call realtors, on Thursday we call past clients, Friday is the third list. We're going to have our list of our favorite people. That would be builders, CPAs, lawyers, financial planners, employees, team members, bosses, coaches, who's ever one of your favorite people. So that list we're going to be calling on Friday. So we're going to learn how to build lists, 4 lists that you've got to build. You got to build your 40 realtor list. You got to build your 50 favorite past client list. You got to build your 50 people list, and you got to have a database of 400 people. That's how my system works. My system is you're going to become a professional salesman. So this month, all you're going to be doing is building your lists and calling your lists on the days that we assign to call it. Monday, you're going to call realtors. Thursday, you're going to call the 50 favorite past clients. Friday, you're going to call your 50 favorite people. So we're going to accumulate lists. We're going to make lots of contact. Remember, we got to get face to face. Face to face is how we decide that people like you. You know, they got to see you smile. So let's make sure we're smiling a lot. Some tools that I want you to pick up. I want you to get a 3-inch mirror and set it next to your phone. That way, when you're talking to people, you can look in the mirror and see yourself smiling. I think it's very important. It gives a better attitude. Now remember, the only 2 things that you can control are your attitude and your effort. So you got to show up every day expecting to win. You got to tell yourself in the morning, look, I'm a great salesman. I'm a great loan rep. I'm going to take great care of my clients. I'm going to make a lot of money and take care of my family. Now, one thing I want you to do as we get started, I want you to give you a homework assignment, and I want you to write down 100 things you're grateful for. Because this list of being grateful helped me really work on my attitude to help me be all I can be. So I want you to work on your 4 lists, 40 top realtors, 50 favorite past clients, 50 favorite people, 400 person database, and I want you to work on 100 things you're grateful. This is a lot of homework. This is a lot of work to get us started, but this is the beginning. There'll be a couple coaches that'll come on the CDs. They'll be talking about filling out these lists, calling these lists, scripting, how to get in front of people face to face, and how to see people. So this is the beginning, is initial contact. Whoever has the most initial contact wins. So listen, this is Rick Ruby. We're in the beginning of blowing up. Now listen, I expect everybody to make $1 million and have $2 million in the bank. That's the long-term goal. The short-term goal is to get to 100 grand. If you're at 100, we want to get to 250. If we're at 250, we want to get to 500. And we're at 500, we want to get to $1 million. So we want to double our income. I'm excited that you're part of my program. I can't wait to get to know you better along the way. As you see me across the country at different events, come up to me and tell me how your success is. Write me a card, email my team, send us a video. We want to change the planet. We can't change the planet unless you play big. So you got to decide that you're really going to get these lists tight and you're going to work these lists. Listen, I guarantee you, you do what I say, I'll help you make a lot of money. Now, if you have a grateful attitude and you're a funny, charming person, you're going to quadruple. If you just show up bored, you're going to double your income, but I'm going to at least double your income. So I'm glad you're here. See you in the next month. See you later. This is Rick Ruby, out.